should preface this at the beginning, but like I don't need a golf channel. What's happening, guys? Been a long time, and I apologize. I haven't gotten tips coming. We're in the peak season. As you see, I still got my captain's jersey. I got a match tonight. But I've had so many people send me messages about this Live Tour, my thoughts on it, PGA Tour versus Live Tour, and where do I stand, what do I know? And I just thought it's best to put it in a YouTube video. So here's my 2 cents on it, and some of you may agree with me, some of you may don't. Live Tour versus PGA Tour, right? That's the last month's conversation. I've been posting things on Instagram, on my stories, just trying to spark interest in conversation to see what other people have to say. And here's what I've kind of come to reason with, okay? Why can't tour players play on multiple tours? I'm a big fan of competition. I think the tour needed competition. There's thousands of players down in Florida who want to play professionally, make a living at it. This just opens the door, in my opinion. But besides that, if you think about junior golf, you have AJGA, Hurricane, Junior Golf, Southern States Junior Classics, IJGT, SNEDS Tour, all your local division tours. Like I grew up playing Philly PGA stuff. So why can't tour players play across multiple tours? What's the big deal, right? I don't care. I mean, if you want to take the time away from one tour to play to the other, that's what European tour players have always dealt with. They constantly go between European tour and PGA Tour statuses, trying to figure out where they're going to go full time with. I mean, it's not like it's a new issue here, guys. But then on top of that, right, this whole issue of being loyal to the tour, flashback 10 years ago. No, scratch that. Flashback 20 years ago. Man, dating myself now. Tiger Woods, number 1 player in the world, dominating the world golf circuit. 2005, 2007. What does he say? I'm only going to play in the majors. Carries a 15 tour event schedule, minimum requirement by the tour to keep your full status, and then goes and travels and gets paid to play in all over the world, right? And so this whole idea that you have to be loyal and keep all your stuff into just one tour is I don't get it. And on top of that, they're independent contractors. They can do whatever they want. I'm an independent contractor. I pay the club to teach here, and my goal is to make as much money as I can, more than I get charged to be here, and to provide for my family. So why wouldn't I follow things that are in my best interest if it's making more money? That's kind of the goal, right? So the whole legacy thing and what the tour does and blah, 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 I'm not going to discredit what the tour has done. Fantastic in generosity and contribution to charities, without a doubt. Very proud of that association for what they do with their money. But let's dig into it a little bit deeper, right? A lot of you guys argue about the Saudi money, right? Whatever. You put gas in your car, you're probably putting Saudi money in your car. When the NBA cares about China, we'll worry about it then, right? So everybody's got somebody to report to. And all these big corporations, Rory has opened his big fat mouth. Guess who's won the race to Dubai a couple times? Where's that played at? Also, who signed a $250 million check to Nike? Not saying Nike's a bad company, but just saying. So, a lot of people should really think twice before they open their mouth talking about where money comes from, because you don't really know where some of these corporations that are paying for tour events are putting their money anyways, right? So let's not get ahead of ourselves on the money back. They also back the best premier soccer team, Man U. So the same group owns them. So nobody's really batting an eye over that one. So that one, I don't really care. You can just punt that argument. That doesn't matter to me. The legacy thing about setting records and things like that, I have a hard time believing that a player today is going to surpass Tiger Woods with 90 wins on the tour. Surpass Jack Nicklaus with 20 majors. Well, I guess technically he need 19, but 20 majors on the tour with the amount of quality players that are out there right now. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying you can't do it. Scottie Scheffler's playing great, but we've seen it. Jordan Spieth played great for 2 years. Haven't heard much since. Rory McIlroy came out of the gate strong. Not much since. A couple more wins, but not much since. So I think from that perspective, like, why not get paid? And when this whole thing started out, my brain first went to every 40-something to 50 is going to do this, cash out, make their money over the next 5 years, and put it on a retirement plan, they're good to go. Your Phils, I thought like your Phils, your Adam Scotts, Ian Poulters, Graham Downs, those don't surprise me at all. After I say Adam Scott's left, I would have thought he would have gone with the money too. But you have that bracket, they don't want to play Champions Tour. Money's not there. They already have accomplished things in their name, and sure, it'd be great to go in some Schwab Cup stuff and whatever. Sure, I support that. But the money that they can make in the next 5 years, they don't have to. It gives them that choice. And Dustin said it best. He's like, hey, man, I don't want to play more golf. And quite frankly, I think there's a lot of tour players out there that live in that same arena. So you have to deal with that factor. But I think with regards to the young guys coming out, and this one I was surprised to hear about before it actually started to happen, I heard through the grapevine Norman's trying to catch some of these young studs coming out of college. Hey, man, don't go struggle. Here's $10 million. Come play on Lift Tour. I'm here to tell you guys, 23-year-old Matt with about $50 in his bank account, graduating college, living on his credit card statement for 2 months. I'd take that $10 million real quick. So, I think it just drives competition for tour players. I think it creates more opportunity. Now, here's where I start to have a bite with the tour. The tour has acted like a toddler. I have 2 of them with a baby as well. I have a 5'4" and a 1-year-old right now. I'm very familiar with toddler antics. When Liv dropped their first presser about the tour kicking the players off, and then the PGA Tour set up their press release by not even calling the tour by its name, calling it the Saudi-backed golf group. Are you kidding me? Is this 5th grade antics? I was just as embarrassed with that as I was with the PGA of America pulling the Trump Bedminster event 2 years before the event in 2020 after the January 6th stuff because it had Trump's name associated to it, and we thought we'd get ahead of the curve. 2 years from now, like, are you kidding me? Like, it wasn't even being talked about. Nobody even cared it was at Trump's facility, but we thought we had to get rid of it. And what's funny about it is Live Tour's putting an event there just as like kind of like a FU, I think. So I think the PGA Tour handled that press release all wrong. And the fact they're so adamant about kicking players off as a retribution thing just further proves my point that they don't know how to handle this and that they're trying to control players, and it's just going to piss them off. It pissed me off, right? Think about the schedule they have to run. They have to carry 15 events on the tour, make enough money, and earn enough points to keep cards, but then also play 8 Live Tour events, play 4 FedEx Cup tournaments, play a Ryder Cup or President's Cup, all in a single season, and not get burned out year after year, and Live Tour is only going to add more events. Rumoring that there's 15 next season. So they were going to eventually kick themselves off. Why bring up the issue? Why force it? Because the money with the pensions is what I'm hearing the most about. The pension plans they got set up is the biggest reason the tour is doing it. Saves their butt on the back end. But the other side of this token is that now, 2 days ago, the tour announces they're going to try to host the same thing. So time out. One, you're telling me there's not enough money, but then you're going to tell me there is enough money to run a very similar event, 8 events, 50 players, top 50 players in the world, only for 3 days and no cut. At least come up with something new, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's the same thing as what the Liv's doing. You're boring me, Tour. So I don't understand that. And then the sad part is, like, word comes out and says, I don't care to play in it. The Tour already has World Golf Championships. You already have events, no cut, best players in the world, event. You already have it. You just don't pay them enough to care, apparently. And like I said, some people are going to agree with this, some people are going to not. I don't care. I'm just throwing it out there. Please comment, tell me what you think. Believe me, I'm open to everything right now, I'm just interested to learn more about it because I think this is interesting, right? And the last little nugget on this whole subject, then I'm done ranting, and we'll love to hear everybody else's opinions. And if you stuck around this long, make sure you like and subscribe. And I don't do many of these on my channel, but this is kind of one of those. I have 10 minutes before I got to go do something else, and let's just get this out there. Just to spark more conversation, because I think the other side of the token is the tour needs to realize that we care about the players, not the tour. And fans aren't fans of the tour necessarily alone. They're fans of Phil. They're fans of Dustin. They're fans of Justin Thomas and Brooks Koepka, who just signed, and along with Abraham Answer. I mean, they are stacking these players up, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Bryson DeChambeau. I mean, they're stocking these players up with, all this opportunity. And the way I've always looked at it is like, great. I had over a dozen friends try to go make it who didn't make it because they ran out of money. Flat out, didn't make it because they ran out of money. They didn't have the right day on the right day of the week to Monday Q, to make a cut. And I've seen these guys shoot stupid low numbers, and they just couldn't get it done in the time frame that they had. They had a year and a half of money, 2 years of money, couldn't do it, or did it for 10 years, ran out of money, didn't get enough breaks to make it, but are still ballers, And so there's plenty of guys in that bracket that are coming out broke. I'm here to tell you, when you turn 30, I've seen it a dozen times. You turn 30 years old, you have a moment. Do I have enough money to keep doing this? Is it worth putting my life, i.e. having a family, owning a house, having a income that you can rely on for a family, or, do I keep this up or do I quit? And I think that's what it's kind of the threshold. You get to that 30, 35 age window, and you just kind of say, man, I can't keep doing this anymore. And I think of all those guys that are still in Florida trying to make it. I think of all the guys that are about to try and go make it. And if they could have just had enough money behind them to do it, they could have played for a living without any second thoughts. And I think Live, the amount they're paying is crazy, but they're paying for the name players. But some of these no-name guys getting a chance to make $100,000 just by playing in the event is awesome because they get to keep playing. And I think that's awesome. And I think this is going to open the door for more tours like this. And the tour didn't pick up on this 2 years ago when this thing started to take shape. And they're going to be a fool if they can't get ahead of this if they want to be relevant. Because I'm here to tell you, Live is the first. They're not the last. And there's going to be more and more and more. There's already, think about how many mini tours there are. Latin America, Asia, Australia, European tour, / there's like a mini tour on Europe too, Corn Ferry, Canada. Just stack them up, right? But a lot of them are PGA Tour sanctioned. So what happens when Amazon buys a tour? Walmart buys a tour. Apple buys a tour. Tesla, I don't know, I'm making them up now. But what if they buy a golf? What if they see the money in golf with what Live did, and they have their own tours now, and there's money coming in from everywhere, and maybe it doesn't pay like Live's playing, and I still think they got a 3 to 5 year window to see if this is actually going to happen. Most of these contracts I'm reading about have a 5-year contract, so they get $100 million or whatever, but it's over 5 years. So that's kind of like looking to me like that's when this thing's either going to happen or not. But I think there's plenty of opportunity for more tours like it, and if they keep streaming on YouTube or all these decentralized opportunities to watch, like, and this, I should preface this at the beginning, but like I don't need a golf channel. The YouTube stuff you guys are watching, supporting me with, I'm ultimately grateful for. You guys give me the opportunity to skip over a golf channel, so they're hurting. I watched my mentor go on Golf Channel multiple times and gain no students from it. That opened my mind to say that's not worth it before I was even on YouTube. And then on YouTube, I've had people fly in to see me for lessons because of what I do on YouTube and to come spend a day with me or a couple days. So Golf Channel's hurt because they don't want guys like me don't care to go on. I really don't care. Golf Channel had I don't know if they could propose an offer for me that makes sense. The PGA Tour owns the rights to all the players' stuff. Like Phil had to pay $1 million to own the likeness and image of all the swings he made on tour for playing golf. $1 million to the tour to be able to post a video of him on TV from TV. So I think the tour and the Golf Channel are hurting because they're starting to realize that there's too many other ways for golfers to tune in. You got good guys, Zach, my buddy Zach, right? You have Eric Regano, all these different people up there who have these different ways to spread the word about golf and showcase golf. Heck, the World Long Drive Championship was YouTubed, not even on mainstream cable. Yeah. I mean, so who's to stop more tours showing up that can get money behind it and streaming on YouTube? I mean, most of the kids nowadays don't even watch TV. I talk to teenagers all the time. They watch YouTube. They don't watch TV. Because you can watch it from your phone. Everywhere. So I think to wrap this up, this is a long video of me just ranting. Hopefully you're watching this or listening to this somewhere along the way. I think golf's going to change drastically the next 5 years. COVID did something. 2 years ago, COVID did something for the game of golf. PGA of America and PGA Tour are slipping, and they got to start figuring out a way to make themselves relevant again. And all those that are about to comment about the majors, last little nugget. What do the majors stand to benefit by kicking the best players in the world out of playing it? Masters own the Masters. Augusta National owns the Masters. PGA of America owns the PGA Championship, not PGA Tour. USGA owns US Open. R&A owns British Open. What do they stand to gain? They don't benefit off the tour. So why would they follow in line? Now you're going to tell me Dustin, Bryson, those guys can't play in a British Open next month? For what reason? What do they stand to gain? Chew on that. Until next time, gang. I'll have more tips coming for you soon once I get through Junior League and my days start to open back up. Hope you're having a great game out there. Enjoying the summer. It's 117 out here or something stupid in Tennessee. So I hope you guys are staying cool and being safe. Talk to you soon. Love you guys. Out.